There's a rare kind of film that doesn't just entertain you, it transports you. The vastness of Lawrence of Arabia's desert, the dreamy existentialism of La Dolce Vita, the euphoric chaos of Babylon's Hollywood, the operatic tension of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or the mesmerizing precision of Barry Lyndon. These aren't just long movies, they're immersive experiences that refuse to be rushed. In a world constantly speeding up, there's something radically beautiful about a film that just slows down and asks you to live with its characters. 3-hour films allow room for complexity, for silence, contradiction, and transformation. They let moments linger, characters unravel, and stories evolve in a way shorter films just can't. Enjoy. The Godfather Parts I and II aren't just great movies. They're undeniably some of the greatest films to ever exist. The mood, costumes, low-key lighting, bold colors, the intimacy of the performances. It's all cinematic gold. But it's the way time is used that elevates them into a class of their own. These films don't rush. They simmer and allow tension to unfold in glances, in silence, in rooms filled with unspoken history. Every conversation feels like it's building to something, because it is. We watch Michael Corleone shift from a quiet war hero to ruthless kingpin, and it never feels forced. The transformation is so gradual, so quietly terrifying, that it practically influenced the rebirth of the golden age of television, focused on the slow moral decay of anti-heroes like Tony Soprano and Walter White. And then there's the symbolism. I love how The Godfather uses oranges as a subtle visual thread, tying moments of danger and death together. I made a video exploring the orange as a recurring motif and how that translates to film and television, a secret but vibrant warning sign that was popularized by The Godfather. The orange is not flashy, it's layered. And don't even get me started on the baptism scene. The way Coppola intercuts ritual with brutal murder, that might be the greatest sequence ever put to film, period. The Godfather Part II somehow exceeds the original. On my rewatch, I started to notice the brilliance of John Cazale's performance. As Fredo, he completely embodies that quiet, tragic brother dynamic. The kind of man who's desperate to matter, but knows deep down he's already lost. Pacino's performance is astonishing as well. You can see the rage burning beneath the surface as Michael watches the world betray him, one by one. And what I love most is the contrast. The way young Vito's rise, played perfectly by De Niro, is paralleled with Michael's downfall. One story is about gaining power with integrity. The other is about losing everything in the name of control. The Godfather Part I and II is over 3 hours of some of the best acting and storytelling ever captured in the medium. And the beauty of it, it needs that runtime. Because legacies don't just rise and fall in an hour and a half. They unravel slowly, scene by scene, just like this. Seven Samurai is about a village so torn apart by bandits, the villagers resort to hiring samurai to protect themselves. But the film goes deeper than that, because the conflict isn't just external, it's interpersonal. It's the little flare-ups between the villagers that heighten the tone. And the dire desperation makes each decision hold a certain level of stakes. It is true, Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai is an epic of all epics. Like a Lawrence of Arabia and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly type of epic that transcends the boundaries of cinema and results in something special and groundbreaking. The lead performance is wild, eccentric, suspenseful, dramatic, wounded, and powerful. Toshiro Mifune plays each moment with intensity and spontaneity. His character is constantly in motion, wrestling with something inside of himself that bursts out at a moment's notice. Kurosawa's framing and composition makes each frame like a 19th century painting. Additionally, I notice how Akira directs dramatic moments. He often abruptly cuts from a wide shot to a close-up, which is rare, but it infuses uncertainty and emotion in each scene. Seven Samurai is a timeless, grand cinematic experience with intimate and emotional depth. The film is over 3 hours and 20 minutes long, and it needs that time to breathe. It's about honor, sacrifice, integrity, pride, violence, and unity. But more than anything, it asks a terrifying and universal question. If your back is against the wall, what would you do to survive? The film is devastating with its characters, stunning with its cinematography, and unforgettable in its ensemble performances. It's not just a film you watch, it's one you experience. Right from the opening tracking shot, you know The Irishman isn't just going to be another gangster movie. The camera glides through a quiet nursing home to find an aged Frank Sheeran sitting alone. And in that moment, Scorsese tells you everything you need to know. This isn't about the rise, it's about the aftermath. Scorsese immerses us into a world that feels lived in and decaying. There's no glamour here, no glorification, just time, relentless, inescapable time. And at the center of it, you have Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, two legends bringing decades of shared history on the screen. Their chemistry is something you can't fake. It's deep-rooted, subtle, and devastating. I'll be honest, the de-aging took some getting used to. The first time I watched it, it threw me off. But the more I return to this film, the less I care. Because the heart of The Irishman isn't in the effects, it's in the characters. It's in the way these men carry their sins in silence. The performances are so locked in and emotionally specific that any inconsistency stops mattering. Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa gives one of the best performances of the 2010s. Loud, stubborn, proud, and oddly hilarious. The man loves his ice cream. And the scenes, "You're late," and "It is what it is," are instant classics and lines I don't stop quoting.
Making a point dressing like that? Is that you dress for a meeting?
Now, this is how you dress in Florida? In a suit?
For a meeting? Anywhere. Florida, Timbuktu, I dress in a suit. For a meeting. And you're late.
Tony told the old man to tell me, to tell you. It's what it is.
What it is?
It's what it is.
These scenes contain electrifying tension with just dialogue. That's excellent writing and stellar acting. But for me, it's Joe Pesci who quietly steals the film. This isn't the firecracker from Goodfellas. In The Irishman, he's restrained, calm, and chillingly patient. When he pours wine or breaks bread with De Niro, you're not just watching a scene, you're watching two old souls carry the weight of every decision they've made. Pesci's performance is pure brilliance. Stephen Graham also deserves way more credit. His energy, unpredictability, the way he upsets Hoffa with just one look or decision, it's magnetic. Every moment he's on screen, the tension skyrockets, and he might be one of the most underrated actors working today. Overall, I think the true unsung hero of The Irishman is the editing, perfected by legend Thelma Schoonmaker. The way she effortlessly interweaves multiple complex storylines and various timelines in a beautiful 3-hour epic is beyond impressive. Timelines fold in on themselves like memories. Scenes bleed into each other like regrets. Lastly, Scorsese's main characters are often alienating. I've never felt more isolated while watching a Scorsese film than seeing De Niro's Frank Sheeran in the final scene as he sits alone in his room. All his friends are dead, his family despises him, and now he'll spend the rest of his days absolutely numb to the pain he caused. The Irishman is a masterpiece. 3-hour films aren't just long, they're layered. They challenge our attention spans, but they reward our patience. The Godfather, Seven Samurai, and The Irishman don't simply tell stories, they invite us into entire worlds. These films prove that time, when used with intention, can elevate cinema into something closer to life itself. So next time someone tells you a movie is too long, remember, some stories aren't meant to be rushed. What's your favorite 3-hour movie? Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.